So me and my friend went to this armory surplus store and haven't been to one out here before. These are really nice. Look at all the food. Some MREs. So cool, only $9. Complete meal. Pinto beans, stew and ham, lentil stew. Let's see if there's any ones that are actually good. Nice. $14. I would have kind of liked to get an Alice frame, but I don't know. Don't know if they have Alice frames. Every good army surplus store should have Alice frames, though.
Thanks for looking out for that, okay? I looked at it a lot.
I got some of these from like 1955 or something like that. Found them at a antique shop a while back in Illinois. So that was Stevens Creek Surplus. I got a little pocket thing and 3 meals ready to eat. Not gonna lie, that military surplus store was kind of shit. They didn't have much military surplus. Most of the stuff was fake. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't care if something's fake. If something's still useful, then sure, I don't mind, I'll like it. But it's not really much of a military surplus store if it's all mostly fake stuff. I think I probably bought the only real military surplus thing in the store. This little pocket thingamajig. Might not even be military though, who knows? It looks like it was in like a, connected to something, they like cut the end off of it. It's like, whatever. But the big thing that bugged me was that, no, because of course actually, these are not military MREs. These are bullshit civilian ones. But look at that god awful logo. It's like whatever the fuck it is. Oh god. I'm gonna quickly rip the tops off those and throw away the outer bags because that is some stupid artwork. Very American and annoying. You know, like super patriotic and annoying. It's the kind of stuff that a prepper would have. But anyway, I'm mostly interested in the actual like science of like the culinary science of an MRE, even if it's just a easily obtainable one. But so I got into that store, and I figured, okay, so there's a lot of new stuff in here. A lot of new shoes and boots and stuff like that. I figure most of the old stuff's probably going to be pushed near the back. And they have to make money somehow. You can't make an entire business in this area where you don't have a high, high population of old military junk. Because San Jose doesn't, I don't think they have like any military base here. Now somewhere like Alameda, that would probably have a lot of nice military surplus. But yeah, that's just, sometimes you have to have the old stuff in the back and have some of the newer stuff that is actually stuff that you buy from China or whatever. So I immediately went past all the new boots and stuff like that and went to the back. Never found, I didn't find anything old. I didn't find any surplus. So I went to the next room. Found a lot of camping supplies. This is when I first started filming. And some things that were kind of old, they could have just been beat up, could have just been surplus. Don't know. But a lot of the stuff was fakes. Like, for instance, they had a whole sections of fake uniforms and hats and stuff like that. It's like, who gives a shit about that? I mean, really. I come for the actual useful stuff. That being said, though, I don't give a shit if a cool pocket, cool bag or something like that is fake, because fake, I'm using that very loosely, just like a lot of people say fake IMAX V6s. Well, so far I've only bought fake IMAX V6s, and I've used them for testing all my lithium cells, and they're not really fake, they're just knockoffs, you know what I mean? But yeah, so maybe I shouldn't say fake, I should say knockoffs. But even knockoffs can actually be better than the real thing in many ways. For instance, the real thing would be like 40 years old, crumbling, used to death by some soldier or person in military arm, whatever they should be called, and are worn out. Whereas a new thing maybe isn't made to the wouldn't compare to the old thing when it was first made, but it usually is better than the old thing after it's been used for decades. Oh, I almost forgot to say, the main thing that made me think that these guys probably weren't really serious about having military surplus stuff is that I asked one of the older people there, because I figured, oh, these younger people, like they're 19 or whatever, they probably won't know, but this guy is like in his like 45 or something like that. He probably knows a lot about this, about the military surplus stuff and all the things that they sell. So I asked him, do you guys have any Alice frames? Because I don't see them anywhere. And he was like, what's an Alice frame? And I was just like, wait, what? That was not the answer I was expecting. I was expecting either, yeah, we have them on aisle in, or no, we don't carry those. Not, what is an Alice frame? It's like, so I told them, you mean that you work at an army surplus store, or you work at a military surplus store, or whatever it is, but you don't know what an Alice frame is? And he was like, yeah, never heard of one. It's like, oh, by the way, there was a manual by the front desk about Alice frames, and he was standing underneath a backpack display that had like an Alice frame, like type bags without the actual frames. And so it's like, are you just, is it just you? Are you special? I didn't actually say that to him. I was just like, oh, okay. Well, one of the younger kids there was like, tried to help me, and he was like, well, we have these backpacks over here. It's like, that's a backpack, not an Alice frame. I don't need like a shitty backpack from like Target or whatever. I didn't actually say that either. I was like, no, this is a backpack. This is not an Alice frame. So he brought me up to the front desk where the owner was, and he was like, oh, I've never heard of an Alice frame. And it's like, okay, I'll get my phone out and Google it for you. And I showed him, and he was like, oh, yeah, we don't have those. Those are too rare. It's like, too rare? They're $35 on eBay, sometimes cheaper. Every single army surplus store I've seen in Illinois has shit tons of them. It's all along the wall. It's like $30 a piece, sometimes $40, because they need to make $1. And it's like, I didn't actually get upset with them, but it's like, oh, really? Huh. So yeah, I was expecting at least they would know what an Alice frame was. Because we've all seen Alice frames. If you've watched Ghostbusters, you've seen an Alice frame. Those held the proton packs up. I mean, they were very common things. They're super cheap, super easy to get. I thought, oh, I'll just be able to run out to any army surplus store and get one, but guess not. I'm just gonna go to eBay. eBay has them for $35. That works for me. So, that obnoxiously, like, hyper-patriotic bullshit on the front, that's really only made for preppers. And I think this is the same brand. I ripped one open. Looks like it's the same. Yeah. Interesting. I'm just very fascinated by this all, because it's a lot of interesting chemistry that goes into this. You know, the stuff inside here is not really much better. It's all kind of bland still, so I'm just going to put it back in there. I really like this little pocket I got. And that other bag that I was looking at, I think that would be a nice little bag. Just like to add onto a backpack or something like that. I'm probably going to take something and stuff it in here. Just to try and help squeeze this out to make sure it's like takes the new shape or whatever. So it's not all crumpled up, you know. Because that'd be nice. Unfortunately, when they cut this thing in half, they cut through the threads. That's so weird. There's little remnants of a strap here too. No idea what's going on with that store. Although, I imagine if we could go to a store in a place that has more like military stuff like Alameda or anywhere, I'm not really sure, then there'd probably be a lot more stuff to see. Yeah. So yeah, I got these. I'm probably going to eat some of these just like kind of just want to test it out, you know. Although, of course, this is a lot of calories. This is like what, a meal that's just, this is a meal that's geared for you whenever you're like walking 10 miles a day or like whatever. Not 10 miles. I'm probably more than 10 miles a day. Not just lounging around playing computer games. So this is probably what, a day and a half of food for me? A lot of calories and stuff in there. Well, I think it's about time I try one of these out. I also don't feel like going out to grocery shopping, so that works out for me. Well, we have corn nuts, sugar cookies, fruit punch flavored drink mix. Might be for a lot more, so 12 ounces of water. That might be okay. Just FYI, I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just figuring I'll just do what it looks like it should be done. Okay, so we have that. Oh, crackers. Can't wait to open that up. But I'm interested to see what's inside here. I wonder if this has one of those heat packets. Nope, it's just that. Looks like we have these like tear lines on here. So I could squeeze it out on my plate, but this is like the ultimate lazy meal. I don't want to have to clean up a plate. I want to throw this stuff away. This is because it's not like I'm going to go camping anywhere out here. If I want to go camping, I'm going to go back to Illinois. But it's kind of nice to have like just a full meal because it's like, wow, this is a lot of stuff with this. You get crackers, you get cookies, you get corn nuts. It's like a full meal. So I guess maybe this will open up as like a bag type thing, like a bowl. I would assume that something like this would have pre-cooked food inside of it to where you wouldn't have to worry about undercooking the food, you know, because I'm going to try to not cook the food. But we shall see. If it smells funny, well then we'll know. It smells good. It smells very good. Not bad. Oh, look at that. There we go. That's the meal. Do I dare? It smells good. Looks kind of gooey on the top, but that might just be that it's not mixed together too well. Oh yeah, there's the beans and everything else kind of separated. If I get sick, well, whatever. That was really good. As well as the drink. To be honest, nuts, cookies, and crackers, I don't give a shit. I'll eat these if they're a century old. These are the two things I was kind of a little worried about. Oh, pepper and shit in here. This is so fucking fancy. You get a little moist towelette. It's not bad for like $7 or whatever. Coffee creamer. I don't think I'd go with that, but whatever. Well, let's add some. Oh, instant coffee. I'm not a fan of coffee, but oh well. This might make the Kool-Aid, whatever, taste a little bit better. This is such a good meal. I can't believe it. Granted, though, this is probably made for like somebody that's like going to be hiking or something like that. So this is probably a lot of calories I'm eating. I might eat half of this, you know. That's what the corn nuts look like. So good. Last up, sugar cookies. This is actually really nice. This would be a great camping food. And to be honest, this is a lot of food. This is like an entire day's worth of food for me. Maybe even longer. But man, this is so good. There are some improvements that I could think of, though. Well, first of all, it would be nice if they came with more sugar. Because more sugar would be nice. Maybe a little more salt. Maybe bigger salt packets would be good for the beans. Because I added the salt to it, which is just these little packets of salt. Well, they have one packet of salt, one packet of pepper. I may add the pepper packet. But it just doesn't give it a nice enough flavor. And I imagine if you're going to be like hiking or something, or needing to survive, you might want to have some more salt. You know what I mean? Although this might be full of salt anyway. Oh, 47% of your daily value of sodium or salt. Never mind, it has a lot of salt in it already. So that's the main thing. Just like maybe a little more salt to it, but that's kind of optional. I think I'll just narrow it down to just more sugar for this because this is still a little bit bland. The second thing is coffee is great and all, but tea would be much better. I think sweet tea would be so great. Other thing is garbage. There's a lot of garbage left over from opening this. I mean, it's not a whole lot, but I could still stuff it back into the bag. But it's a shame we can't narrow this down to something even smaller. You know, I wasn't thinking that these were going to be so cheap. Because basically, in Silicon Valley, where I live, a meal can easily cost more than $9. And that's just like a shitty burger that you get. Well, sometimes they're pretty good. But to be honest with this, you get cookies and crackers and all this kind of stuff. I might just buy some more of these and eat them every weekend or so when I don't feel like going out. Now, the other thing that I think would be really great for this, that I'm still working on, because I'm so fascinated by the science of preserving food, having the expandable bread like Rey had in the new Star Wars film. That was pretty amazing. I'm done with that. Almost to the cookies. Through one of the crackers, have one left to go. This is a big meal. Now that I'm actually eating the food, I can definitely tell, yeah, there's a lot of salt in here. Well, that's pretty much it. That was a really good meal. Better than I imagined. Because I have a low bar for food. Like, I usually, as long as it's like in a general area of the kind of like food spectrum that I like, I'll eat it. I don't care like if it's cold or whatever. But I also didn't really know. I've never had one. I've never had a fully packaged contained little meal like this, and it's pretty interesting. You know, maybe I should go camping sometime around here. Just get like a box full of these and just have them handy. Because, you know, if you're going to go camping, you do want to bring like bread and ham and all that kind of stuff. But if you get like 50 miles away from anything interesting or any place to buy stuff, then it's like, well, you could always eat these and not have to ruin your vacation going back to get more food. This would be kind of interesting. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and thank you very much for watching. See ya!